Welcome
Welcome
to
to
Shade
Shade
in the
in the
City.
City.
I am your girl, Treese.
It's Nels.
And today, y'all, we are jumping into our review of Real Housewives of Atlanta, the finale. Finale. We haven't said that in a while.
Mhm.
And it is episode, 16, Art Imitates Life. I'm on it today.
Look at you. I was looking to see if I had the title. I ain't got it.
You stupid, man. All right, Shade Squad, new viewers. So if y'all have not heard, the people is not here for the Real Housewives of Atlanta no more. But
They
we'll
want to
get
clear
it.
house.
They want a clean house, y'all. But yeah, we'll get into it as we get into the review. If you haven't already, please, Shade Squad, new viewers, please make sure that you hit that like button.
And that subscribe button.
And y'all, let's jump right into it because it's late. I gotta get up early. Love y'all. We'll wrap it up in a nice little shady bow. All right, let's get into it. Let's get shady. We start off this episode. Production is grilling Drew about what's really going on with her and Ralph. Candy and Todd are in the midst of planning their rap party for the past. I've seen a couple YouTubers pop up with their review. I have refused to watch because I want to watch it for myself. And y'all drop down in the comment, Shade Squad, and let us know if y'all'd like to get a little review of the past. So just a look. I don't know. I don't know if we should put spoilers, but we can tell y'all about the acting and stuff, but
I'm all for doing spoilers.
oh, I guess we can give you spoilers. But yeah, because we would like it to be a conversation. We want to talk about it. Maybe we'll go live for it. Y'all give us your opinion. We'll give you our opinions and we'll break it down. Let us know if that's something y'all would like to see. But anyway, Sonia goes to go see Dr. Jackie for her 5-week appointment to hear the baby's heartbeat. She's anxious. Ross is not around, so she's called Marlo on her way there. And obviously is happy when she sees her face and she shows up. She gets an ultrasound and Dr. Jackie comes in and tells her she's measuring at 5 weeks and 5 days. Now, can I tell y'all, as somebody that has had these struggles, I guess Sonia didn't get it, but for me, it was just like, I don't know, when you just be dying, just please let me get to 12 weeks. Please. It's just every day. That's why when she was like, it's only 2 days from 6, I'm like, Dr. Jackie, you're not helping. You're not helping. So, but anyway, Sonia is upset because she feels like she can't go back and give Ducey this news. He been on her, he is ready to be a big brother. And I thought that was so adorable and so cute. I pray that my son's like that. I don't think he's going to give me that though. Dr. J asked her
Maybe while the baby's in your stomach.
Huh?
Maybe while the baby's in your stomach. It's fun then.
Right. Because he's not, I can't see him going for it. But Dr. Jackie asked her to refrain from getting him so involved with this pregnancy. And yeah, I think that I said that.
Sonya's like, it's too late. I done told him. I done told everybody.
Right. And Marlo even agrees you did tell people too soon. Me and Nels talked about that on the last review, episode 15. It's that old wives' tale. And unfortunately, it just sucks. It always be the one time you tell everybody and then shit happen. So unfortunately, but yeah, no, and that was pretty much it.
Ralph came to talk to Drew and guilt trip her about how, he's been working and grinding while she's out here shooting a movie. She like, do you know how hard this is? She's like, he's like,
he said, what you doing? You just having sex, Saints,
right?
Well, like, when I tell you, me and Nels were having this conversation the other day, not necessarily about Ralph, but it just makes me think about our conversation about sassy men. And I think I would have, and Shadeinthecity does not condone violence, I would have had to knock Ralph's block off. I felt like that was so insulting.
The lack of respect for her.
Yes, he has a huge lack of respect for her. And he definitely showed it this episode.
I think he shows it all the time. So basically she said that it's a lot of work. She literally only got 1 hour of sleep. So he says that he's been trying to help, but apparently he moved out the room. And he said because, it's disruptive for her to come in at 3 o'clock in the morning. It wakes him up. So she decided to change the topic and showed him the video that Monyetta took of Cortney calling her a bitch. So Ralph said, everybody call you a bitch and you cool with it.
I didn't think it could get more disrespectful.
She said, it's not about the word bitch. She was like, you don't even know her. We just met her yesterday. Yesterday.
Shout out to Renika.
And she
look, she in the ATL now. Maybe they're gonna do a reboot and put Renika in a.
I didn't even know why you said it like that. I didn't even think about that.
She's in Atlanta. Maybe she'll be on the reboot.
So basically, she's like, it's not even the fact that she said the word. It's the fact that she's doing it behind our back. He said, behind our back. What's she do offensive to me?
Low key, I think Ralph knew and was like, well, that's what it gives. Because he don't
the look on her face. The look on her face.
I knew it from that moment when he was sitting there talking to Marlo.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it from that moment. There was no way, as my husband, you're gonna sit up there and let somebody talk about me and, oh, you don't know who you get every day. And I knew that was a major red flag where I was like, why are you even allowing that? Like,
honestly, especially a female, because dudes probably do that, like, yeah, I know you don't know what you know what I mean? Probably
right.
Talking mess, you know what I'm saying? But it's not something that would ever be on camera or she would ever find out about. So basically she's like, okay, so aren't we in this together? Basically, if I don't with somebody, you don't with them. And he said he really don't feel like, it's a real reason to not rock with her. So she's like, okay, so calling me a bitch is okay with you. He said everybody calls you a bitch. I don't think that, he was like, you want me to attack everyone that calls you a bitch? I don't really feel like it's worth it.
He's like, so Candy done called you one. Kenya done called you one. What's new?
These are listen, that's it's different. I believe it's different because that's like, if we call each other a bitch, it's still out of a place of love. It's not like, F you, bitch. Mm-hmm. I don't know this girl. Let some random call me a bitch. It's going to come across different. So she decided she's gonna go downstairs with the rest of her family. Ralph went right behind her and tried to check on her. And she said that she ain't really feeling him right now. She was like, I can't do this with you right now. So Drew goes to Allison and says, do you remember when Cortney said that she doesn't use that type of language? And she said, yeah. She said B word, okay, and looked me right in her, and basically, and she was like, and she looked me right in her face and said that she never said it. Mm-hmm. Girl said, okay, but didn't you call her that before? Allison said, if she called her banana, she don't like it. And that's it. It bothers her. That's all you really need to know.
I was with that. It was like, your wife feels a way.
Exactly. Why are you combating this? So right. He said, all right, Allison, I got this. Trust me. She was like, okay, well then get it. You the one that brought me in the middle of this. She was like, I was over here washing dishes. Okay, you didn't even have to say all that. I said, oh, Allison here for all the smoke. Why? Allison not playing about her little sis. So,
well, her and Ralph got into it before, so.
And it was
look, and this is before she had some therapy and some counseling. So I can only imagine what she might have said to make her not be able
like, you started this with me.
Right.
So Drew is super upset. She walked away. She feels embarrassed. She's super pissed off at Ralph. And he's just like, well, why are you crying? Like, now that made me want to switch out of him. So you see me literally here crying and I'm upset. Why are you crying?
Because you made me feel away.
The hell?
He's just it makes me so mad because he's so out of touch with her feelings. He
don't care.
Yeah.
He don't care. So Allison was talking to him and she's super upset as well. She's asking him, like, what's up with you? Like, why are you doing this? And she decides to, you know what, F him, I'm gonna go check on my sister. She just left him. I said, oh goodness, it was
I guess that's why he want to be elsewhere in the house.
Why? Allison don't sleep in a room with her.
So Sheree is hanging with her daughter Tiara. Tiara brings up the sip and see, and Sheree learns that Tiara actually knew about Bob's other daughter, but didn't tell her. Sheree obviously doesn't blame her kids. They're very, close to their dad, even though he may not be great. But she understands it, and she said basically, if anything, it speaks to who Bob's character and who he is. Which you know what the thing though, I feel like Bob lives in it. Like he's another one that just doesn't care that he's like a boy. Like he knows it. Like the fact that he was so freely answering questions, he didn't get defensive. Like he just knows it.
Ralph would have got defensive.
Yeah, Ralph would have got
Ralph
defensive.
is not living in it just yet.
Yeah, he's not living in his true boy energy. So shout out to Bob for accepting it.
But I think Bob is much more of a boy than Ralph is.
Bob is older. Ralph still has time.
But he did a lot of his boy ways when he was younger.
Ralph still has time. So Kenya is getting a visit. Well,
I hope he doesn't get as bad as Bob, because Bob did a lot of boy shit.
So Kenya is getting a visit from her father, Ronald. They've been working on their rocky relationship. She shares about she shares about the idea of adding to her family. And her dad obviously is like, do we really need you to like damn near again? And so she's like, no. And she tells him about the whole plan, how she's thinking about surrogacy. But she also shares, well, the only little thing is, Mark and the embryos and this whole situation. And so here's the gotcha, right? I would hope that she has went and got those damn embryos implanted or got this process going before this show aired. Because if you thought that this was a secret and Mark was not going to find out and not try to put a stop to it, and y'all still not divorced, and I guess he may be able to contest this, yeah, that wasn't smart if that was your plan. But she said she just not going to say nothing. She just going to tell I don't want to say 14 of us. That sounds rude. The 14,000, or I'll give them more than that. 30,000 that tune in every week, because as y'all know, the ratings ain't been great. I'm just reporting back what I seen and what I heard. It's not trying to be shady. It's really not, because my ass is still watching it, so I can't.
You part of the 30,000.
I'm part of the 30,000.
Oh, Marlo, she's over at La Archive, and she said business is booming. Okay. Scott Lee stopped by to see her for the first time at her place.
In her element. It was cute.
Production wants to know what to call him. She said friend boy. So at the bottom caption,
she hit a Martell.
They put him as a Marlo's friend boy, boyfriend, and I don't know. They're so shady. This network is so goddamn shady.
I mean, she did it to herself. If you act like you don't know what you are to him, or you don't know what he is to you, then we're gonna make up in our mind whatever we want to think.
She said they're dating.
Oh, so they're on some Martell charade type stuff? That's just her.
No, they actually are like claiming that they're dating.
Martell and Sheree said all the time, we're dating, we're friends that are dating.
They don't. She's never called him her friend. Well, her friend boy. We got to flip that around. We know it's a little bit more. Doesn't Martell use language like that?
Friend girl.
Yeah. Well, he hasn't with Sheree. So
is that apparently auntie uncle language? No shade. I'm saying.
So apparently he was in LA for a week. They were missing each other. And she got a text from Candy about their rap party. So she invited him, and he said he will definitely be there. I love how Scott Lee shows up for her. Always. He always shows
up. You like Scott Lee for her, though. I just wish she would claim him, and he would claim her, and we could move on. And then
I don't think he has a problem claiming her.
Oh. Well, I'm just saying, Marlo, that could be you. You need a storyline, Marlo. That could be you. You need a storyline outside of William and whatchamacallit. So
Because we didn't even
if you get to come back next season,
we didn't even hardly see them this season.
William and whatchamacallit.
Mm-hmm.
That's terrible. The other little boy's name, whatchamacallit.
I'm glad you got William.
Oh, you're stupid. But yeah, no. Yeah, that's what I would be working on. Try if they gonna keep me on the show, trying to work with Scotland and let's work this out. Let's get a wedding special. Let Marlo gets married. Nobody ever thought it would happen. Come on, let's do it.
Mary and Marlo.
Mary and Marlo. Bravo. I wish you would. I wish you would. Let me look. Peacock too. Y'all can get it too.
You said, I wish you would.
You heard it here first. Shade in the City.
Oh,
copyright August 30th, 2023.
I can't with you.
I will take you to court, okay?
Oh,
and I know, and I know y'all got it.
Oh my God, you a mess. Drew and Ralph went to go see Dr. Kim. She said the argument wasn't really about Cortney. It was about the fact that every time she expresses her feelings, things go left. Sounds like a narcissist. So Drew wants to point out that it's a big deal that Ralph is there. And
can I just say something? Mm-hmm. I understand that Drew can sometimes be a liar. I can also understand how she can over exaggerate a situation. But in this moment, I felt so bad for her because she was not over exaggerating at all. Like the way he showed up at the cockiness, I was just like, yo, you live with that on like a 24/7. Because I guess maybe for the cameras, he was like doing a better job at hiding it. But now that he just don't care, he just letting us really see what she was dealing with behind closed doors, like all the time.
You know, I know that she didn't mean it in that way, but remember the scene where she said, sometimes I feel like I don't know my husband. Mm-hmm. I was like, I can see why.
Yeah, no. All right. Look, he want to call her out at the reunion for being an actress. Swear, you're an actor. Maybe that's why y'all vibe so well. Birds of a feather flock together. Just saying.
So he said that we haven't been doing it collectively, but he says that he's been doing it on his own. Look at all the changes I've made. She said, what changes? He said, well, moving out the room. What? So then she explains to Dr. Ken that Ralph moved out the bedroom and they're not sharing the same space anymore. So Dr. Ken said, it's clear that you love one another, but you guys are really disconnected. So Ralph says moving out the bedroom was liberating for him, while she said she feels alone.
Liberating. It was his choice of words too.
Yeah. She says that she thinks it's irresponsible of him to make this type of decision without consulting her first, and says the kids are feeling it as well. He tries to call her a liar or saying that
she has lying. To pull out receipts.
She has to pull out a text message from her son showing that, yes, they are feeling some type of way about it. And she's explaining to the kids basically why he's sleeping in the guest bedroom. And she explained that it was because, you know, she was getting home late and she was waking him up, and that things will go back to normal after.
It must feel good to have nannies.
Do they have nannies?
They have to. Because ain't no way. Why am I texting my child? We in the same house. I'm going to just go explain to you.
Why? He could have been I figured maybe he was at school or something, because she's getting home super late. So he didn't get a chance to talk to her. I assume like he was at school during.
I don't know. I just don't, especially because it's so delicate. I couldn't understand why you wouldn't have that conversation in person.
I would hope that they don't have nannies the way he was complaining about having to pitch in more for his kids. That would be crazy to me. It
wouldn't surprise me. He's a narcissist. He thinks that I pay the bills for these nannies, so why would I? No, I'm not supposed to. if they got a chef and everything else that they, claim that they got, I'm sure.
Well, they don't have a like all the time chef, I don't think. I think it's just for her drop it with Drew thing, right? For her meal prep. I don't know. Listen, I don't know. Well, he says that the reality is it's all about how you say it. And Drew said it like, I don't know what daddy's doing. Um, I don't think so.
That's
No,
not
she
what she
didn't.
said.
He said it's about making certain changes to make himself feel good because he has that right. Now, he said that he didn't just leave just because he wants, because he wants to. It's so that they can both be comfortable. He said, he likes, I'm sorry, she likes it at 82 and he likes it close to 68.
I don't know what that has to do with the price of tea in China.
So he's like, yeah, I came up with a solution so that we can both get what we want. Then he compares them sleeping in their separate rooms to one of Drew's best friends who sleep in separate rooms, and says that they're living their best life. Drew is like, they filed for
They're
divorce.
filed for divorce. And
And
he's
he's
like,
like,
who doesn't?
well, who hasn't? What? So Dr. Kim just looks super floored. He's like,
He
what
said, y'all need to go to marriage counseling.
He was like, yeah, y'all really need marriage counseling. Like, he is floored.
Well, not even that. He's very observant to the fact that this man didn't listen to anything that she said, nor did he care.
He just sat back and watched the entire time. And he said, you guys really need to find out if this is someone who you really want to be with and someone that you really want to connect with. How long they've been married? 8, 10 years?
At 9 at this point.
The fact that y'all are asking yourself this at 9 years of marriage, I say just call it quits. He's done a lot.
Yeah, no, he has. She's been going through the trenches. Now,
I feel like if she was doing something, I feel like it's, karma. I'm all for it.
Well, gotta love that good old karma. Now, everybody is preparing for the wrap party. Drew shows up for sound check, and Ralph is being the supportive husband, which also makes her question who her husband is, because
Don Juan said a shady little comment when he walked. He's like, "Oh, I thought she would have dropped you by now."
We all did, Don Juan. We all
did. We did.
So basically, all the ladies start to show up, and they're looking good. Sonya complains of cramping during the event. Everyone is asking where Drew is, and we see her backstage being greeted by Ty. I said, okay. Cortney tries to come hug Allison, and Allison's like, no, we're not doing that. I said, I'm here for Allison. She said, I'm not my sister. I'm not here.
She was like, when you're done being fake, we need to have a conversation.
Right. So she brings up what happened at the table, and Cortney saying that she had never, she doesn't even use the B word, right? And she would never call Drew a bish, right? Well, that's not actually true, as we know, because we've seen the video. And Cortney says that she only apologized because she wants Drew to shut up about it, because now Drew is over there, and she's like, but why would you say that? Oh, but you were supposed to be, and you just said that you didn't say that. And I could understand how Drew was confused, but no shade, Drew. We have been in many states of confusion listening to you. Just saying. Again, so
I don't think she was confused. She was calling her out on her lie, because Cortney did say that she did not call her the B word, and says that she doesn't even say that. So now you're saying, oh yeah, I was referencing you, and she's like, okay, but you literally told me that you didn't say that you weren't referencing me.
Just like we've been talking for 3 episodes about her wanting to lie about something that I'm just saying.
That's somebody else.
Oh, I'm just saying. And I'm here for Drew. I had to accept, after talking about for 3 episodes, she is a liar.
Guess what? Guess what? You don't lie when there's video evidence of you doing it. Look, Drew can continue to lie because we don't have it on video.
Right. Yeah, we'll give her that. So all the ladies are annoyed by this argument at this point and think that they just need to grow up. And Candy's like, where's Sheree at? And then Sheree walks in the door, and then they show it literally, I felt like Sheree walked in, and I don't know if that was just editing or
Sheree
time,
and Marlo, they both walked in and literally it
and
was
then
time
it
for
was
the
like
trailer.
time to go.
Mhm.
So but I guess because they're like on the opposite side of things, they're like, we just gonna say, can we support it so we can dip. But no, they showed the trailer looked amazing. I've been
In the
watching.
words of Sonya, that trailer is spicy.
Yeah, it is spicy. Mama Joyce says that she's happy as long as Candy's happy with it. And we learned that although she promised to try family therapy with Todd and the rest of the family, she's not going to do that. But she is going to see someone herself. And I said, okay, well, we're making strides. And for her to even say, I'm happy as long as you're happy, we're that's growing, Mama Joyce. And you know what, for somebody your age, there's so many people that be like, I am who I am and this is what I am. So I'm proud of you for the growth and still being willing to grow. Shout out to Mama Joyce for that one.
So Drew's getting ready for her performance. She's super excited to show the ladies. She said she can do more than a whoop 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 moment. Okay. So
Says
Candy,
shoot, 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 shoot.
she did pretty good.
Oh
Now
no, because she did my song. You already know. Um,
she didn't perform.
and you
She ain't have her love interest up on stage with her.
oh no. But she's
Yeah.
still good. She still did good.
Candy is glad it's over. She said it's been a run of bad months. Everybody is out of her house and she's just feeling good. Unfortunately, she didn't take home the Tony, but she's still working on her EGOT. Her and Todd are now producing a revival of The Wiz. Sheree and Martell are now saying they're just friends. And she wasn't able to heal the group, but she was able to heal her fibroids. So go Sheree. Marlo has been dating Scott Lee for 2 months. She hopes it continues to get better if it can, because she said it's top tier already. She's continuing to work on expunging her criminal record and meeting with her life coach. Kenya is continuing to grow her hair product line. She's also recently opened her hair spa, and apparently the world's longest divorce just got a little bit longer because Mark recently moved to Kenya, held in contempt of court.
For the Marlo situation, which I think we talked about in one of our reviews.
Now, apparently the Real Housewives wrapped in January and then filmed again in March, which is after Drew filed for divorce.
I don't think they've ever done this.
Mm-mm.
Where they've come back to film, like, no, we got to get this footage. I think, and you know what's so funny?
I was like, if the show is ending this early, why is it still so much left of the show?
Right. But you know what? So I said that same thing, but then I was like, it's smart, but Drew, I think they were trying to outsmart these producers. And I think they knew they didn't have the season that they thought they had. And so they were like, we're gonna spend some more money. We're going back to Drew and Ralph's house.
So all the ladies are concerned about her, of course. Marlo and Sheree are on the phone gossiping about it. Apparently, Drew and Ralph were racing each other to get the divorce. She got there, an hour before he did. And basically the streets is talking about how she's dating Ty, Mimi Foss's ex. And of course they're going crazy because she was like, Drew was just in Portugal making a big whole deal about how she never kissed a girl. And now she's out here dating one. Apparently, Drew's disrespectful ass, and I don't give a damn, I'm here for the disrespect, invited this girl to Ralph's birthday party. I guess when he thought that they were just friends. Apparently, Drew had previously said if her and Ralph don't work out, she's going to talk to her crush, and was referring to Ty. And told this to Monyetta. I think it was Monyetta.
Yes, she did tell Monyetta that.
Now Sonia, she's trying to relax while catching up on work. Her mom is taking care of her because apparently, when she went for her 7-week checkup, Dr. Jackie told her that her pregnancy was no longer viable. And apparently her body has not recovered yet. And she was supposed to be having a D&C, but she had to go out of town. And she said, you know, she was going to get it when she came back from New York. But while she was in New York, she said she had the most traumatic miscarriage. They had to take her out on an ambulance.
That was super sad.
She lost so much blood. She had to have a blood transfusion. And she said it was hard to do it all by herself. Ross wasn't able to be there for her. She said she thought she was going to be unalived. But she said the hardest part was to tell Ducey. She contemplated about telling him because he was so super invested. She said he literally prayed over having a little sister every night. So they decided not to tell him. But the first night she came back, he came and to her stomach to say a prayer. And she said it just broke her heart. And she felt that it would be disingenuous to not tell him. So they decided to tell him. And of course, he was super upset. The way she broke down when she told this story about how Ducey was so upset, I cried.
I was like, it was hard. I was like,
it made me cry. So her mom basically tells her, you know, it's time for you to slow down and take a beat. Now, apparently, Sonia's family has finally moved out, but they only live 10 minutes away. Her and Ross immediately got back to work on growing their family, and she's pregnant again. So congratulations to Sonia.
Congrats, Sonia.
Drew is getting ready for her interview, and she gets a call from Kenya. And, you know, she just wants to make sure that she's doing okay.
I think that that's dope that the two people who have like divorce experience, especially can kind of reached out to comfort her. Cause you know, Kenya's was pretty public too. Well, it still is.
Yeah, she's still going through it. Basically, she said her and Ralph are still trying to figure out when and how they should talk to the kids about everything. You know, of course, she said, if you need me, I'll be here. Sheree stepped in to check on her as well and tells her that she went through a public divorce and she knows how it is. And if she needs anything, she's there for her. Now, she asked her if her family is there to support her. And she basically said no, her mom had to leave to take care of her dad because he stopped eating, which leads Sheree into saying that actually her dad passed 2 days prior. And she kind of breaks down about that, which was super unexpected. Drew was like, oh my God, like the fact you're checking on me and, you know, you're going through this. So Drew goes out for her interview and she gets immediately emotional. But she makes it through and she says that things weren't getting better in her marriage. And she allowed a lot of things that should have never been allowed. She says she allowed having inappropriate relationships with women. She allowed Tampa. I'm glad, listen.
I'm glad that you said what it was.
Because I'm glad, because Tampa ain't never come up after that. I was the one bringing up Tampa. I'm glad Tampa stayed in the back of my mind.
You was on Tampa hard.
I was on Tampa. But I'm glad she was thinking about Tampa too. She just clearly didn't say it on camera. She was on Tampa. So Ralph basically gets on the phone with his lawyer and is told like he really can't talk about nothing. They really wanted to find out what was the argument or the fight that led up to requesting the divorce. And basically Drew did the same. She found out that
they can't speak on it.
They can't speak on it.
Because it's probably allegedly infidelity. Right, that's why he wouldn't even answer any questions about Ty. So yeah, so while filming, Mimi Foss posts about her and Ty, Drew and Ty being an item or a thing. Ralph admits that there is a friendship, but he can't say much.
Like he said a friendship.
And yeah, no, Cortney says that she asked Ralph, and he was honest with her that Drew likes girls. And then she says Ralph has a lot of discovery for his case.
What Cortney's what's crazy is, you know, this girl that she just met yesterday, Cortney has a lot to say about Drew. She said it's no secret that Drew is a fun time. She's bisexual. And apparently she goes to visit this girl in Texas.
And you know what's so crazy to me? I don't know if you know. I think I told you.
She even said she got a picture of them in her phone.
Yeah, basically, she says she got pictures of them on her phone, and that's why she wanted that adoption so bad.
Mm-hmm.
So she could run
She's
around with her gay lover is
and have Ralph pay all the bills. At
and
this
have
point, I
Ralph.
think she thought that she wasn't being recorded anymore.
And yeah, and Drew just says that, Ty is a friend of her co-star. They met on set. And her and Ralph are still living in the same house and co-parenting.
What's crazy is production asked her if there was any truth to what the blogs were saying, and she didn't really give an answer. She said, "Oh, well, I don't know what the blogs are saying." I'd have gave her a moment. Go ahead and read it.
Right. Hold her feet to the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Only for her to say, I can't comment on that. But at least I would have made, you're right, I would have made her answer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and apparently Ralph apologized for his role in the demise of their marriage, but he did it to People magazine and not to her.
So that is how they wrapped it up in season 16. Drop down in the comments, let us know what you thought about the whole season. You're gonna get like 5 episodes all in one, or reviews, so please let us know. Drop down in the comments, what are your thoughts on this season? As you know, if you haven't heard, word on the curb is that Bravo, the fans are not feeling season 16. They voted it the worst season of all time of Real Housewives of Atlanta, and they are thinking of hitting a New York and doing a complete reboot with all new cast members and all. It'll be interesting. I'm not gonna say it's not gonna work, because apparently it's been working out for New York. I don't watch New York, so I can't
I don't
speak to
watch New
it.
York either.
This is just what I hear in these YouTube streets, because
I don't know how I feel about like a whole new cast.
the problem is, if you have one, somebody's always going to bring in an older cast member. Like if you have a Sheree, she's going to bring back a Cynthia. She's going to bring back a Candy. She's going to.
But remember when we were talking about shows like Love and Hip Hop versus Real Housewives, I said the reason why we're still so invested in Real Housewives is because these are people we've been following for years. It's the
Yeah, that's
same
true.
people.
I
Versus,
wouldn't be invested. That's why I don't like Love and Hip
versus
Hop now. I could
versus
care less.
because it's new cast and a new
Yeah.
cast all the time. So it's like I don't want to get to know somebody new. I want to know how their life is going.
Right. Right. No,
so,
that's valid. That's actually a very good point.
Yeah.
Well, y'all, thank you, Shade Squad, for tuning in to another review. If you have not already, please, please, please make sure that you hit that like button.
You comment.
You subscribe.
And you hit the notification bell.
And make sure that you're following us on all the platforms, the TikTok, the Twitter, the Facebook, and the IG. And yeah, y'all, we will catch you for the reunion. That's what's happening. But y'all know it's Labor Day weekend, so don't get excited. Y'all get it next week sometime. But yeah, we won't be in town. Sorry. But we love y'all and thank you for your support. Make sure you share with all your friends. And bye-bye.
Night.